Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome back once again. Today we're not going to be doing so much of a review as much as it's going to be kind of a sneak preview of what's coming up next from Kenneth George Knives. It's actually K.E.G knives now. I've got to keep that in my mind. This is one hell of a package. Now, the way it's packaged here is just for me to show you guys what's going to be available soon from Ken. This is not the consumer packaging. You're not going to get all of the things that you see in here all at once in one purchase, but it's a way for me to very easily have everything in one place. We're going to be looking at a lot of stuff here, so I want you to buckle in and brace yourself because this is going to be a shit ton of fun. Let's go ahead and get this box open now and get that out of the way and see what kind of goodies are inside. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and I know that you're probably more intrigued by the pizza cutter than anything else that you're seeing because it's laying out there in front of you, but I'm going to make you wait on that. So let's pull that to the side. We'll just show it to you very, very quickly here. This is a massive, massive pizza cutter. Okay, so there inside of here is going to be a flipper. There's going to be a fixed blade. And then there are going to be 3 other fixed blades that are naked, that are more like really going to be neck knives. And this is the more intricate of the 3. Now what we're looking at is the Gator series, the Death Roll series from K.E.G knives. I'm going to get all this stuff out of here. You might be wondering what's going on with this little piece of titanium. I will explain that, I promise. And we're going to get these sheaths out of here. Oh, didn't even realize this card was in here as well. So here is all the contact info that you may need. Don't forget also to follow him on Instagram, where he is posting many of his new creations. Alright, so we're going to get the cardboard box out of here. We're going to get the bubble wrap out of here. And we'll start things off with the fanciest of everything that's going on here. I need to kind of move this stuff out of the way. Okay, so that shouldn't be any further distraction. What we're looking at here is the Death Roll Flipper. Now, I have a few notes here from Ken about these various knives, so I'm going to be referencing those as we go along, which is something I don't typically do. I just kind of fly off the cuff and see what happens. But I want to make sure I get all the information out here for you. Now, on these knives that you're seeing, they're not available right now here today. All of these are prototypes. And they might experience a tweak or two here and there, but he does plan to have all of these at the Blade Show this year in Atlanta. So if you've never been to Blade Show, it's the Disney World of Blade Shows. You can't see it all in one day. It's impossible. You'll actually miss several things, several tables, and even sections by going all 3 days. It is that big and that overwhelming. And that is always the first weekend of June in Atlanta. So definitely check that out. Hopefully his wife Elizabeth will be there as well, but at least he will be there for certain and bringing these knives with him. Now the deal behind this is to make a themed project, which very clearly is going to be alligators. Now to me, when I really look at this, because of the length of the snout, it kind of looks more like a caiman. I would almost push him into calling this the Cayman series. However, it's got cool names that really go along with it. So this is the Death Roll Flipper, and when you get to the fixed blades, they're called the Death Grip. So let's take a good close look. Now, I've talked to you guys about Ken in the past. Please reference the other video. He is an extraordinarily talented machinist and a really good designer. And what he's doing is he's trying to come up with something that's a bit more unique. Yes, he can make any normal, boring knife out there, and we all have those, and that's fine, but he wanted to make something that was quite a bit different, and these most certainly are. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel that this is a very polarizing design. Some people are going to go, holy crap, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and some people are going to go, that is way too hokey, and it's just not for me, and that's fine, but hopefully you can at least appreciate the amount of detail work that has gone into these. I mean, just looking at the eyeball here, that's something that most people wouldn't have done. If they wanted to make a theme knife and they wanted to do the alligator scales on the frame and kind of shape the blade like the mouth or snout or whatever, they probably wouldn't go forward with that degree of detail by adding the eye. And I really dig the fact that he did that. So starting here, there's your snout. Nice grind on here. There's the eye. And I absolutely, truly love the show scale. I love the way that it swells out for the palm. I love the way that it's contoured all the way around. And I love the pattern that's been done. Even if the rest of the knife doesn't appeal to you, take a good look at this. It's actually a really nice feeling in the hand. The thumb ramp with the jimping, the way the finger choil works with the swell here, then you've got the swell here. It actually feels really, really, really nice. Go back to the details here. So this is a titanium show side. Anodized very nicely. Pretty accurate, really, to the coloration of what you might see on an alligator. Unless it's baking out in the Florida sun, then they usually look black, at least from a distance. All right, so what we're looking at here is an overall length of 8 3/4 inches. The blade is 3 3/4 inches at 3/16 of an inch thick. It's running on ceramic bearings. It's got a ceramic detent ball. The lock insert is D2 steel to match up to the D2 steel blade. And it's a hair over 8.5 ounces. So yeah, I mean, because you've got very thick titanium slabs, a very thick blade, this has definitely got some weight to it. And let's also not forget about the Gator tail clip, which is also pretty big and pretty heavy. Very, very slick. I love the fact that he's replicated the belly side of the alligator. And yeah, it is over the top. It is a very thematic knife. But I guarantee you, you don't have anything else like this in your collection, and you've probably never seen anything else like this before either. Now, if you're wondering about the materials, what he's doing is he's trying to offer, on all of these knives, a fairly basic setup with fairly inexpensive materials like D2 in order to hit a certain price point. And I'll give you those prices here in a moment. But he is also going to be looking at options in higher grade steel. Maybe if you wanted to do Timascus for your show side, he can do that. It is also going to be titanium for the lock side as well. I forgot to mention that. Like the very curvy cutout for the lock bar. And he's done the internal lock bar relief, which I prefer. I don't like the look of an external lock bar relief. It's not a huge deal. It's never a deal breaker at all. But I do like that nice clean look. Now, as an alternative to this clip, we have this. So you can very simply, well, I don't want to say you can very simply because you actually have to disassemble the whole knife, because as you'll notice, that clip is blind screwed. So you can opt to have one of the two of these put on, and once that's attached, that is your belt, that is your pocket clip. So you're only taking up that much room. So if you think that the Gator tail clip is a little bit too big, you can opt to use that one instead of it. And it's very, very, very abbreviated. If you go over to Kenneth's Instagram account, you'll see a picture of this clip being used in the pocket, and you can see how that works. For me, I would have rather seen at least another ½ inch on it. I don't know that that's going to be secure enough in my mind, and it may work just fine. I haven't taken it apart to change it out. It may work just fine. However, it's just a little too close for comfort in my mind. One of the things I do really like is the gear style backspacer that follows the shape, obviously, of the frame. And then you have a hidden lanyard post built into it. So he's cut out in the pocket clip, he's cut out in the backspacer, and you can loop your lanyard through there and stick it on there. I'm kind of hoping he does a lanyard bead that has the alligator eye on it. I think that would be a really cool thing to add into the packaging. And him being a machinist and having the control to design and manufacture his own parts, I'm sure it's very easy for him to do. I think it would look pretty damn cool. It also is going to have his custom pivot on there as well, where all of them are domed, polished, and signed. So that, my friends, is the Death Roll Flipper. Now, he gave me the prices here. Let me flip this open really quick. The Death Roll Flipper, the base model is $800. Now, if you're looking to spend a lot less, well, we can go between $120 and $200 getting into the Death Grips. Actually, the Death Grip with the scales is $350. Let's take a look at that one first. We'll put that up there. Now, of the fixed blades, I'm actually having a hard time picking my favorite. I like this one because it has the shadow box scales, which means they don't go all the way to the very edge of the tang. They're inset just a little bit. I like how it feels. I like the fact that it's got the lanyard on there. And I don't think it works with this one. I think it's only for the bigger one. Yeah, it's only in the bigger one. So you are going to get the K.E.G sheath with the tech lock on here. I'm not squeezing it hard enough. Oh, it's locked too. So let's get it unlocked. Hold on. Let me get it off camera here. Do I really have to demonstrate a tech lock to you guys? Probably not. All right, so you unlock it, squeeze to open, and you can set it in any number of positions. So if you want to carry it vertically, if you want to carry it horizontally, if you want it horizontal at a cant or vertical at a cant, you can do all that with the tech lock. Piece of trivia for those that don't know, the tech lock was initially designed by Mr. Bob Terzola. Alright, so that is the way it is here. You could also take the tech lock off and just run a lanyard through these tool holes here and make it a neck knife. Now, it's going to be a little bit big and heavy for a neck knife with the scales on there, a little bit bulky. But as far as the grip goes, it feels really, really nice in the hand. Just a great little, simple, small fixed blade. And there it is marked Death Grip 275. That is the model number. There's the scales. Pretty slick. I like how they feel. Now, the handles are actually made of Delrin, which is a type of high-impact plastic. So, again, if you said, man, I really love that thing, that's really cool, but I'd love to see another scale material being used, maybe a nice wood or carbon fiber or something like that. He is a custom knife maker, so these are options that are available to you. I like this. It's a nice, clean, smooth look. Start here at the snout once again. It's got the speed holes in there, as we like to call them. There's the eye once again. Black oxide screws on everything. Exposed tang for your lanyards. Everything feels really, really nice. And if that's a little bit too bulky for you, you can go with these little guys right here. Boom, 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 boom. So 3 different ways of going. You can go from perfectly plain, which would be the least expensive way of going. I think this one is $121. You could get into the basic scale job, which I believe, I'm not entirely certain, I believe this is laser etched because it's very shallow. So I'm going to guess and say that that was laser etched. And then you have this one here, which is machined. And you can actually feel the cuts and the textures of that. Again, feel nice in the hand. They're really cool. They're very slim, very lightweight. And once you pop it into the K.E.G sheath, carry it as a neck knife. You can carry it in the waistband. You can carry it on the waistband with a clip, or run a K.E.G loop and do it that way. So you've got a lot of different options. And by the way, you could pocket carry this as well. Just by dropping this in your pocket, then you would pop it with your thumb when it's in your pocket and just draw the knife. So you've got lots of different options there. But now, by the way, these are all D2, overall length 6.5 inches, 2 3/4 inch blade length, 5/32 of an inch thick, And it pretty much covers all that. The Death Grip did win the award for Best Tactical at the Great Lakes Knife Show in 2017 is in Wisconsin. For those of you that like to have things that have won awards. All right, let's clean all this off and get to something I never thought I'd say. The non-knife is my favorite knife in the package. Yes, I dig the Death Roll Flipper. I think it's friggin' cool as hell. However, I'm a big pizza freak. I love pizza. And there have been a few knife makers that have made custom pizza cutters, and they've been absurdly expensive. I mean, like crazy. I've seen them done in Damascus and all kinds of stuff. But this, and I don't have the price. I'm looking through here. No, I don't have a price on there, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that. I'm just going to kind of lay that right there. But this thing is wicked, wicked cool. The handle is hard anodized aluminum, so it's going to hold up to some abuse. This thing, it is a 3 3/4 inch D2 steel rotating blade, 5/32 thick, very thick, very, very heavy. And that's one thing that may turn some people off. It is really, really heavy. But, oh my goodness, I really dig this. I really, 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 really dig this. It's even got a 1/4 inch pivot in it. I mean, this thing is utterly, crazily insane. It's 12.5 ounces, or almost 12.5 ounces. It is quite weighty. But when I put the pictures up on my Instagram this morning to kind of show you guys I was going to be doing the video and show you the few things that were in there, everybody gravitated toward the pizza cutter and went, holy crap, that's cool. What you couldn't see in the pictures is the fact that it is also alligator themed. Hello! How cool is this? How wild and completely unnecessary is this? And that's why I love it. You know, you could buy a pizza cutter for, you know, $8 at the grocery store. But how cool is this? You know, it's like, okay, you could buy a Bic pen, or you can buy a Fellholter or Hinderer tactical pen for a couple $100 or more. It just depends on how much you dig your cool little accessories that go with your knife lifestyle. And for me, I dig this. I eat pizza a lot. I make my own pizza, I buy store-bought pizza, I order from chain restaurants, I order from little Italian places. I'm a huge pizza snob, so something like this would do me a lot of good. It is so damn cool. But keep in mind, it's D2 steel. It is going to rust fairly easily. But likewise, any pizza cutter that you buy is going to rust easily, so you don't let it sit in, you know, in sitting water overnight in your sink or anything. You rinse it off immediately, you get it clean, and then you dry it immediately. And this thing will probably last you, this will last beyond your lifetime. Who am I kidding? It's got a pretty nice edge to it. Remember, it doesn't have to be razor sharp. You're just push cutting through dough, which should hopefully be slightly crisp at the minimum. So it doesn't have to be razor sharp. This is not a serious danger. As you see, I'm able to hold it with my fingertips. I wouldn't do that with the other knives. They are, by the way, very, very sharp. This is just awesome, man. So if you're looking at the knives going, well, I kind of dig the alligator theme, but I don't know if I'd actually carry one of those, then get yourself the pizza cutter, man. Just have it sitting around the house. It's going to be a cool conversation piece when you're, I don't know, when you're cutting the pizza with your bro friends. They're like, what kind of pizza cutter is that? I've never seen anything like it. It's an alligator is what it is, and it's custom. How cool is that? You have a custom-made pizza cutter. Nothing off the shelf here, so that's pretty damn cool. So that is the pizza cutter. Go back and show you these one more time. Here is the Death Roll Flipper. Here is the Death Grip with scales. And then the individual fixed blade Death Grips with their respective Kydex sheaths. Ta-da! So yeah, man, you got the whole thing set up here. There's a lot of cool stuff to choose from. If you're a fan of alligators, if you're a fan of caimans, if you're a fan of crocodiles, this is definitely going to be something interesting for you. What I would suggest you do absolutely is, if you go to the blade show, go up to Ken and ask to put this one in your hand. when you feel the way this has been shaped and contoured, you're absolutely, and I promise you, you're gonna fall in love with that. I'm gonna find a way to get one of these in my collection this year. And you guys know my collection has not expanded that much this year. I'm very, very picky and choosy about what I'm buying because I don't spend the money that I used to, and so it has to be something that really, really excites me. And while, you know, I'm not a particular nature lover, I'm not a, you know, major alligator fan. I was born and raised in Florida. I've seen alligators my entire life. One in particular, a little bit more up close and personal than I would have liked. It's not like a big thing for me, but I dig the way that it feels. I like the way that it flips. It's got a really nice, clean, smooth action. The only suggestion I would make, and really the only critique that I can offer out of all of these, is I would like to see a much harder, stronger, sharper detent on that flipper. And again, this is a prototype. It was put together. It was all put together by hand. Ken has been playing with it. His wife has been playing with it. I've been playing with it. So it's something that most likely will change for production, and you'll find that out when you get a chance to play with it. But yeah, that's the one suggestion I would make, is that it be a much sharper, harder detent on that. Other than that, it's just awesome. You know what? No, I'm going to make another critique. I'm not a fan of the bright finish on the other side. I really think that this should be anodized to match. Even if it doesn't have the pattern, which honestly, you could do the pattern. The pattern would work on the other side as well. I've become less and less of a fan of frame locks that have a lot of intricate work on one side and nothing on the other. But again, you do have the pocket clip that's giving you something intricate on this side. But yes, I would absolutely finish and anodize the lock side to match the presentation side. So that's it. If that's the only critiques I can make, you know that he done good. I think I got everything out of the way that he wanted me to mention. Yep, that's pretty much it. So the Death Grip 270 starts at 121. You can go up to 200 and 350. And that's the one with the scales. And then the Death Roll Flipper, which is 800. Those will be available soon. I don't have a price on the pizza cutter. If I find out soon, I will put that in the comments below and in the description so that you guys know. And that's it for me. I'm out of here. This went a lot longer than I thought it would, but hell, man, these are cool. And this was a lot more fun than I even expected it to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch me on the next video, because actually the next couple are going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to bring to you a Russian-made flipper that is mind-boggling, that no one else has really talked about here in the US or North America. Certainly has not been on YouTube. I can't wait to show that to you. It's called, the brand is called Cultrotech. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to bring you some info about that as well. And I've got a new Pete Skike, a new Skike custom knives. It's the new version of the Rogue Shark. It's the RS 2.5, and it's unbelievably cool if you like overbuilt knives. And even if you don't, you're going to want to check it out anyway, because it's just a little bit different. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now, and I'll catch you on those next videos.